Nick Graham with Proprio Sports Science here. We're going to look at types of force and their graphs. We got force by time here. We are measuring the amount of force in what time frame. So if we experience 1,000 newtons of force, but we experience it in 1 second, that will be very different than if we experience that 1,000 newtons of force in 5 seconds. Okay? So this first red line here, this would be impact or impulse. This can be thought of or pictured as maybe a car accident in real life or falling off of a building in real life. In rehab, it could be jumping off of a short box and landing. So you would control this curve and know that you are not exceeding your threshold. Injuries with this curve happen when you go over a threshold. If a bone breaks, it means you put too much force on it too quickly. And that is what this curve represents. Next curve is the blue line, okay, and that is isometric or steady force over a long period of time. If I am trying to hold something without moving it, let's say I'm just trying to hold a box or dumbbells or whatever at this position for 60 seconds, okay, I'm going to have to initially pick it up, which is your up ramp, and then once I get it here, I have to hold the same amount of force. If I increase force, I do this. If I decrease force, I drop it or lower it. What this curve does for the body is it focuses on connective tissues, and we use it heavily for rehab whenever we're trying to stabilize joints, whenever we're trying to build connective tissue, whether that's in the elbow or shoulder or knee. This curve is used more so in rehabilitation than it is performance methods, but there are some applications that it can go into performance methods. Then we take you to the green line, which is your general, your most known, your most common line of force. Think about this, and if you go to your public gym, you go over to the free weight area and you got everybody's benching. So if I take my dumbbells, I lay down on a bench and I do 10 reps, and it takes me about 10 to 20 seconds. I do a rep every 1 to 2 seconds, right? I go up and I come down. I go up and I come down. Okay? There's not anything abnormal to these force. You're not getting close to that threshold. You're not holding anything. Okay, so this is going to be your general movement line of force, and how we go from one place to the next. We accomplish a rep. Okay, it is very important to take in time and the variable that time is whenever you're applying force to the body, but this green line is what you're going to see on a everyday basis. That is why we must know how to use the isometric line, how we must know and protect from the impact impulse line, and if we do want to use that, we need to be very careful and strategic in how we apply that to the athlete or individual. So next time you're working out, think a little bit more about the time you're spending moving the weight. If I'm doing a dumbbell bench press and I'm doing 10 reps and it takes me 20 seconds, how much harder, how much more benefit would I get from taking 30 seconds to do that set?